Hello everyone, welcome back to the Daily Gold YouTube channel. For those of you who are new, welcome to the Daily Gold YouTube channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. This video is being recorded on the evening of Friday, February 7th, 2025. In this video, as we always do on Fridays, we're going to recap the past week and look ahead to the next week or so and discuss the immediate outlook for precious metals. That means gold, silver, and the miners. It's a great week for gold, up about 1.8%, traded above 2,900 on Friday. That helped carry the miners higher. GDXJ, up about 5% on the week. Even SILJ, the silver juniors, were up over 4% on the week. But silver was only up 0.5%. So gold is eyeing $3,000 an ounce. Meanwhile, silver struggling a bit now, around 32.50 and 33. Let's get to the video. So we have the daily candles here for gold, silver here. This is the gold-silver ratio. When it's rising, that means gold is outperforming. When it's falling, that means silver is outperforming gold. So we see here over the last week or so, gold's outperforming silver. So gold, we have this triangle here, and I made a mistake when I mentioned that this projects to an upside target of 3,100. It actually projects to 3050. So 3050 is the target, and also 3,000 is the measured upside target from that 13-year cup and handle, which broke out a year ago right here. So gold closed at 2887. So gold is coming up close on that 3,000 or 3050 target. There is a gap here right around 27, let's call it 2760. I should have rather put one of these lines up here around 2750. So 2750, this gap, that could be potential support. I mean, we're looking a little bit beyond the short term, but if this runs up to 3050 and we have a correction at that point, this could be an area of support for that correction. Now looking at silver, as we can see here, struggling around 32.5, 33. The net spec position, not too bad yet. 69,000 contracts. This peaked at 85,000. So there is a bit more room for speculators to add more positions. But again, just gold is outperforming here. This is gold and silver struggling here. But that being said, I have to think if gold's going to go to 3,000 or 3050, which I think it will, that it should be enough to pull silver higher to 35, and 35 silver, 3050 gold. Maybe we get a multi-month, or just it could be a couple months, 3-4. Maybe you get some kind of correction consolidation, and then silver can blast off above 35, 37, because that's really the big resistance for silver. Stepping back, looking at the big picture, 35, 37. When it takes that out, it's going to be on its way to $50. Let's look at the weekly chart. I don't want to spend a ton of time here, but again, look at the last 5 weeks. 4 of these 5 weeks, 4 of the 5 candles, very strong. Silver, look at the last 5 candles. Only 2 are what I would deem very strong. So just more evidence of gold outperforming silver. Okay, let's talk about the stocks. We have a couple slides here. Well, 3 slides for the stocks. So GDX here, GDXJ, SILJ. These are weekly candles. So GDX and GDXJ, they are coming up on resistance. So this wasn't the greatest rally to begin with, but it continued, so it's been steady. You look at these closes, pretty good closes. I mean, actually, if you look week by week, most of these closes, these weekly closes, are near the highs of the week. So that is a good sign, but they're coming up, their miners are coming up on long-term resistance. We got these bases, this 4.5, 5-year base here. So this is long-term resistance. And looking at the weekly chart, if we look here, right around 40 or call it 41, this is really the only, this candle right here, this is the only time it made a clear weekly close above resistance. So GDX is right up there. GDXJ is also right up at this resistance. Call it 51, then you have 56. So this could be an area where we see a little correction or a little pullback. Now, before I finish things out with the miners, If those of you, or for those of you out there who are a subscriber to the Daily Gold Premium, thank you so much. I really appreciate you and your business. For those of you who are not, listen, if you own minors or juniors and you follow this sector and you're picking individual stocks and you're not a subscriber, I think this service could fit what you're looking for. It could fit your needs. And so what we look for are a combination of the highest quality in terms of company fundamentals, and then at the same time, what's their upside potential. So I'm looking for those things. I'm looking for stocks that over the next 2 or 3 years have 5x to 10 bagger potential. And let me tell you, I mean, a year ago or so, there are a lot of high quality companies out there that had that potential. I mean, there's still some out there, and a lot of these high quality companies, maybe they don't have 10x potential anymore, but still might have 5, 6, 7, 8x potential. So this is still a really good time, and especially if we get a pullback. We get another pullback here, and we know there will be one at some point this year. That could be a really good time, like a real final chance to get into high quality juniors before this sector really, really takes off. So would love to have you come aboard the Daily Gold Premium. I just updated our top 10 company table last week. These tables contain market cap, cash, debt, and also up to 200 words of company notes. So you can read our update this Sunday, and you can get completely informed on the companies that we like, what their value propositions are, what their potential is. So we'd love to have you come aboard. Thank you for listening to that. So a couple more charts here before we wrap things up. So here we have the daily candle charts for GDX, GDXJ, and SILJ. And because of precious metals being 24-hour markets, there's so many gaps in these charts. So you have to be careful about thinking gaps are bearish, but we noted the weekly charts are showing GDX and GDXJ are at weekly resistance. If we look at the last couple candles, I mean, we can see there's quite a few gaps just in the last week. I mean, there's a gap here, another gap here, and then Friday we saw another move higher, but selling here. So, and you'll see in the next chart here, I mean, there's strong support at 38 for GDX. So based on these candles, I think there is risk of a short-term correction. So you could see, I mean, down here, 38, maybe 47.5 for GDXJ. So just some reasoning here where you don't want to just immediately buy something next week, because I know it's a good week, but there is a chance, I think a good chance that we are going to see a pullback. Now, wrapping things up here, here is GDX here, daily GDX bar chart. This is GDX against the stock market, against gold. With respect to the stock market, thought we had a breakout here. You can put the line here, and so GDX against the stock market, it's getting pretty close. So at some point, we'd like to see this make a move higher like that. This is GDX against gold. It's just kind of been sideways to lower for, call it 2 years or 18 months or so. You can look at the moving average, shows you the trend's going down. Now it's sideways, so we'll see if this can continue. But it has been a good start to the year, so GDX is outperforming the gold. So I think you're going to get better signals from this ratio right here. With respect to a red line, there wasn't, I guess I could have put it right here. But yeah, I'll throw that in next time. Now, let me finish up here, talk about GDX, the price action. This is what I mentioned. So you have the resistance here, the clear resistance, very strong move. Look for 38 to be support. It could fill this gap. I mean, it could come back, correct, consolidate, and who knows? If that happens, maybe it's in position, for a huge move higher in a huge breakout above, what is that, a 4.5-year base. So got to wrap things up with that in this chart. Really like where miners are. I mean, I think we're setting up for some huge moves over the next 6, 12, 18 months. But next week or so, there is some risk of a correction. Wouldn't necessarily trade out of anything. That's my view. Let me know what you think. Please leave a comment. I'd love to hear your feedback. And thank you so much for tuning in. And I'll talk to you guys again in the next video on Monday. Thank you.